Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Day 7 of our 21-day Thrivor Challenge. Seven. That's 1 week in.
1/3 of the way. Just checking that everything is working here on our side. Looks solid. Yes.
It's so lovely to see some beautiful faces on Zoom with us today. And remember that tomorrow we are officially opening up the call space after the fact. So once we finish the broadcast part, which is maximum kind of half an hour, then we'll open the room up. The room will stay open basically for another 20 minutes to half hour or so that we can all have a chat without being live. So
yeah.
Let's dive in.
Because we're actually also holding our own little visualization every day where we see ourselves on day 21 of this experience and where we actually see ourselves with all of you together.
And eating a delicious gluten-free chocolate cake wherever we are in the world. We're going to send you a recipe.
Yes. Celebrating together. All right, we're going to start again with our disclaimer thingy.
And so just a reminder to everyone, please feel free to pause this. In fact, we encourage you to pause this and read this in your own time. This is our way to just make sure that legally you understand we are not general health practitioners. We are humans, giving you our human tools that have worked for us and hopefully will make a difference in your lives too. So. And on that note, we're going to dive into our fun because we need to have some fun. And actually, I want you guys that are on the call with us to also play. So if you're bold enough, please make yourself a video so I can see you willing to share yourself. Thank you. Yay. We're going to have some fun this morning. I'm going to share with you how rad this idea is. And wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, you are encouraged to do this either with a call for somebody else today, or if you've got somebody in your house, then you get to do it in person. So the name of this game is called Very Serious Gibberish. So what you'll do is you will face the person, or in this case, we'll each have a moment to actually very seriously say something that you need to get off your chest. And you're not allowed to use words. You have to speak it in gibberish, but you have to express it seriously. Okay, so I'll give you a go, and then we'll give everybody a chance.
Because
So as you can see, it's a very, very serious game, and we encourage you all to do that at least with one person today. Officially, we've now had some fun. We're going to dive into our visualization for the day. And before we do, just sharing with you our centering thought of the day as well.
So just find yourself in a comfortable position and close your eyes. And just take a deep breath in.
Yes, sigh it out.
One more deep breath in, as deep as you can. Here you are again, day 7, and you've made it here. And with our centering thought of today, I optimize my time for the win-win-wins.
And we're allowing ourselves to be here in this moment where we can optimize our resources, even technology.
And allow yourself to go inward. Go to that space within where you connect to your highest self. Let go of any thought. And appreciate life as it comes, with all its wobbles, as perfect as it is.
As we ground into this moment, allow this melody to bring you a new sense of ease. Take a little dive into your future memory. Think of this moment in time that you've created, where wonderful things have happened for yourself or others in the world. Feel that as if it is in this moment done. And as you allow that feeling, allow it to energize you. Allow that feeling of your imagined future memory to create that sense of greatness inside you.
Feel it with all your senses. What does this moment taste like? Maybe it's the chocolate cake that we're all sharing together. What do you hear? What do you see around you? What do you smell? Embody this moment.
With all your feelings, feeling the clothes on your skin, feeling the temperature, and feeling the feelings, the emotions you have as this is fulfilled. And now as we optimize this time, we bring ourselves back, slowly rubbing our fingertips again together. We start giving ourselves some love, taps or rubs or strokes. Just love your arms, love your neck, love your shoulders, little self-massage. Slowly, gently stretching it out and opening your eyes and bringing yourself back to this moment. Such a beautiful reminder around today is optimizing is not just about time. Optimizing is about resources. And It was so great because Totes and I both intuited just as we started today's session to have some backup internet. So both of our phones were set up. So when the technology did its thing, it was a quick transition, reasonably quick transition. But for me, that's also so perfect because it speaks into optimizing. And consider that even that little 8-minute audio track that you have, if you optimize that time, it can not just be a space for you to visualize for yourself. It can be a space to center again. It can be a space to breathe. It can be a space to do a little stretch, and it can be visualization. You can literally optimize that 8 minutes into a power pause moment for yourself. So let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
Let's dive.
That.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sure. Thank you, technology, for playing with us. Today, our centering thought, I optimize my time for the win-win-wins. For me, what this means is to structure my time as it is limited, and to structure my time every day or even on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis in a way that serves me as much as it serves others and as much as it serves the world. So a lot of times it happens that there is an imbalance in that, like we're tempted and tending to serve, like continuously giving others and giving our time and not drawing the necessary boundaries, I would say, that ensures that our time is also serving ourselves, that we make enough time for ourselves.
Yeah, I'm getting a feeling right now around, like, imagine a jar, okay? And so this jar is my 24 hours a day that I have, or it's even my energy. This is how much energy I have in 24 hours. And if I pretty much empty the jar for others and for the world, then there's only this like tiny little fraction to have the energy for myself, or again, time. So this optimizing is, like Totes is saying, is to literally try and find the equal balance of here's what I have time and resource wise for the world, for others, and for myself.
Yeah. And we're all operating differently. There's different types. So we need different structures that are kind of suiting ourselves. For me, like what really helps is to structure a calendar. Like I use my Google Calendar and I would slot in time slots for certain tasks. So they give me, a limitation. This is what I have at time available for this task. And then I get into that, and I can easily check like what is on right now, like where am I supposed to put my energy right now? What's the most efficient use? Because I took the time in advance to optimize this, to put it into structure, into form. But then there's also other ways.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that Totes and I love about our partnership is that we see things and create things differently, and hopefully together we kind of optimize our structures. So I just want to say I've struggled a lot with optimizing in the past, because I always used to put myself at the back burner. And when I say past, I'm even talking yesterday. Like, it's something that I keep creating in my present day, present moment, that I'm getting better and better and better at. And so what is something that I am doing actually from this moment today is I'm creating work. I can't do what Toto does, where it's like predefined how this hour for this hour for this, because my artistic mentality can't handle that. I need more freedom. So what I'm doing is I create monthly the things that I'm intending, so I can focus on that essence and be flexible for where that form is. And then day by day, I'm now setting kind of an hourly timer. So on the hour, I get a little timer that goes off, and that's a pause moment for me. And if I want that to be 8 minutes or whether I want that to be 20 minutes, it depends on kind of what workload I've been holding and what space I've been holding. So yeah, again, guys, this is yours. This is your creation. And, there's so many tools.
Yeah, I love Jillian. She one member of our community. She's actually also on the call here. She created for the 3 weeks, actually, for her love bubble space, she created a weekly, almost like a calendar, I'd say, with different slots for every day to fill in. So Jillian, you're also like one of these people who like to create those structures in advance and then have a little bit of a container. Maybe you like to elaborate on that. Let's see if you can unmute yourself. I think you can.
And then we can, if you're cool with that, Jill, we can actually post that to people as well. For those that need the structure, they can do it.
Hello, beautifuls.
Oh,
there you go.
How's it? Yeah, this is such an amazing topic and very, very close to my heart. And I relate to both of your styles. So I had a good giggle now because this is what I did yesterday. And it's on Outlook. And because of all the things that are going on, the Secret Sunrise Dance, the love bubbles, the Zoom calls, I've literally gone into a weekly. I normally just do like a monthly calendar, so I get the overview.
Yes.
But I found that my nervous system has just been freaking out between mom and laundry and everything, that I've done the same now. So I've gone down to like weekly. And I think for me, it's definitely the same as like the love bubble. I need to create these containers for myself in order to, my nervous system almost sits next to me here and goes like, there's space for everything. And then my self-care is like, she's made a space for me. So it's almost like these different entities. And then my clients, even though they don't say it, I can see them almost going like, she's got a gap for me too. So I think it's about identifying, and I did this session in the love bubble earlier on this week about big rocks. So go and have a look if you're interested in learning more about those big rocks, because otherwise we just get distracted with all the BS. And it's about just putting those big rocks in, and then the rest of life just flows around that.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. And then you can handle the shift storms.
And the shift will happen always. There's always going to be that. And it's about, in the middle of a big river, the boulder sits firm and small little ones just tumble. So if you're not going to make that a big boulder, it's going to get washed away. Yeah. So thank you. You're so in line.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. And I feel like even my creative personality I can handle that, because it's like, okay, cool. Oh, wow, I didn't put any into that boulder today. I'm now declaring this next moment of time when it's that boulder time for me. I like that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, there's a great physical exercise. I put the video on there from Stephen Covey, and I actually did the physical exercise on the Zoom call the other night. And it's just such a visceral reminder when you put those rocks in, of like grounding them in, like I own this. This is my intention to set this space. So yeah.
Cool. If you're okay with that, we can post that as a bonus clip today for peeps to.
Yeah. Please share that straight into the Facebook group. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
Even your structure, if you like, the weekly calendar.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you, Jill.
Love you.
Yeah.
Love you. And I totally resonate with that. Also for me, like putting in, like, calling it the boulders, or like these big tasks for me, like it's very easy for me to say no to other things, because I know this is sitting there, and if something else comes my way, I can check myself and look, have a structure to look at and be like, I'm pretty solid right now for the next couple of days. So I can actually, it's much easier for me to say no to things. And I really like this saying, like, when we are more defined by the things we say no to than by the things we say yes to.
So what's coming up for me actually right now again is that same visual of the jar, right? So it also works with all the things that I am not letting go of. So if I am putting a little bit of my energy to that relationship that I still haven't spoken to that person about, and I'm taking a bit of my energy and I'm putting it over there because I keep thinking about that friend, but I keep not making that call, it's taking energy from me. So it's actually depleting my jar and making my rocks then smaller. So I really get that's why it's so important to be practicing all these tools in order to optimize. So brag and LLC, these are things that actually help the jar to remain full so that we can choose optimally where the resources and the time is going. So one of the things that Totes and I wanted to give to you guys is the simplest checklist, and that's why we put it there for win-win-wins, is to ask yourself, am I winning? In this day, in this structure, am I winning while others are winning and the world is winning? So that there's a bit of time for others, there's a bit of time for, and to really just check that, because I can own old Nikki would have this tiny little line for Nikki and the rest was world and others, you know, and that I really understand that that's not sustainable. It's not thrivable, definitely.
But yeah, that's basically the essence around this today's centering thought, really holding that essence of like what in my life does not feel it's optimized, or like how does my actual day look like. Maybe it's even starting with a reflection actually of like, how did yesterday look like and the day before or last week, to have a point to get started actually to optimize. Like the first step again with LLC is to look. So here's another opportunity today to use this to take a look really at how have these days been unfolding for you, and is this really optimum? Do you feel actually optimized? Do you feel your time is actually used in an optimal way? Also around those structures, like again, like they all work differently for us. Like we all have different ways how we like to structure our lives. There's even something called the Pomo timer. It gives you a sound every 25 minutes for you to take a break, which is similar to what you just said.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking there's one particular artist friend that I know, like he's been diagnosed with ADHD, and so he knows that he just can't do long periods of time. So he has everything kind of in bite-sized chunks. So it's like 15 minutes, and then he fully gets a little pause, and then he's a 15 minutes. Sometimes he'll stay with one project doing 15 minutes, pause, 15 minutes, pause, 15, you know, and that could last, 2 hours for him. But again, guys, this is the thing is that if we don't, feed that focus, like you said, Joel, then the distractions are going to take over. And so it's just to keep really taking back. It's like taking a pause, looking at it and going, I'm actually not doing win-win-wins right now. Cool, I'm realigning this. And then you use LLC. I can see I'm doing that. I'm letting go of that. And I'm going to try this one. Oh, that didn't really work for me? Cool, then I'm going to try this one. And before you realize it, you'll have a system that works for you too.
Yeah, actually another really good system that works for me is the evening before, like when I'm kind of in bedtime mode, just me and my candle kind of vibe. I like to write out the important things for the next day. That really helps me because I feel like I have such clarity in the evening, and then in the morning I don't need to spend time on that, because like I can use the morning energy straight for what is actually there to be tackled at that moment. And another add to that, what helps me personally really, really good is a morning routine where the morning just looks the same. I wake up, I do a certain thing, I do this, I have a glass of water, I make my bed. There's a certain routine where my mind doesn't have to be active and use any energy for it. It's like I'm an autopilot for these first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or whatever it is in the morning, until I reach the point where I'm then on my yoga mat, for example, and then I'm already there. Like it all happened already. Click, click, click. I ticked all my boxes, and I'm on the yoga mat, and then I'm present. And there was no need for me to think anything through. What do I need to do right now? Because actually, what Jillian just said, it's like, if we don't know the bigger, like for me personally, if I don't know what is really going on in the day and all the tasks that show up, or anything, all the things that I want to do that are important to me, there's an easy entry for anxiety to come in, of like, am I really doing enough? Am I like, what are all the other things? Do I forget something? Like, it's very easy. And then guilt around like, oh, now it's already 10 o'clock and I didn't do this, what I usually do in the morning. I didn't have my morning time. Like, you know, there's layers and layers that come with it. So optimize.
But it's so fantastic, because Totes is actually pointing out two fundamentals there. One is that self-time, starting the day where it's fully about me and spirit and however you're building that self space. And then the other is writing it down. One of my favorite quotes, my mom gave it, and we actually spoke about it this morning before coming to you guys, is no man's mind is stronger than the weakest man's ink. So it's really just to get that moment it is written down, it doesn't have to take any more of your energy, because I mustn't forget that, I mustn't forget that, I mustn't forget that. Just write it down. You're not going to forget it, and you're going to eventually get it off your checklist. So yeah.
Yep.
Power.
Leaving on a high.
Yes.
Okay.
Have an optimized win-win-wins day, everybody. And remember, tomorrow we start the longer sessions. So around about this time, we'll complete our live, and then we'll have a little group session so we can all share what's working, what's not working. And we're going to be diving deeper as well. This is where we start embodying those tools.
Yeah, and we're going to have fun. It's called Joy Space. So join us tomorrow for some joy time. Yeah.
So much love, everybody.
So much love. Ciao, 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 ciao.
Ciao, love.